months, Nigerians will troop out to the polls again to elect new set of people that will lead the affairs of the country at different levels. That is the conversation, and that is what everyone, almost everyone, is talking about. And so on special interview today, I have someone who understands that area, particularly the interest he is protecting. He is the National Coordinator, South Leaders Forum, Mr Sara-Igbe. Thank you so much for joining us on special interview.
Thank you very much.
And let's begin with the Niger Delta constituency. You've always championed their interest and spoken about. There has been lots of issues around the Niger Delta, agitations and complaints of being neglected and marginalized. And it's over 10 years that the amnesty program came into being. Tell me your assessment of the progress made within that region within this period.
The Niger Delta region is a special region. And from the beginning of Nigeria, where the colonial masters were going, they ensured that they declared the place as a special region and set up a board, the Niger Delta Development Board, which was later truncated. Ever since then, the place has been crying for development, engagement, and so on. Our major problem today is the environmental hazards, the pollutions in the area, which has affected the ecology, the ecosystem, and our traditional occupation of fishing and farming. Even though successive governments have made efforts to alleviate the sufferings there, the suffering continues to persist because some of the persons saddled with the responsibility of assisting the people are not doing this, are not really assisting the people. For instance, after the Civil War came, the derivation principle was removed from the Nigerian Constitution, and we fought and fought. It came to 1.5% to 3%. UMPADEC was set up. We fought hard until 13% was given to us. UMPADEC was later changed to NDDC. But what is going on is there are people faring well. The answer is no. The answer is no because the persons managing these resources are not managing the resources in the interest of the oil-bearing people, the oil-bearing communities. The 13% derivation is supposed to be basically to cushion the effect of oil production. And the governors are receiving this money on behalf of these communities and squandering this money as if it's their personal money. Some of them today want to be president because 30% is there, they have grabbed it, and they are not developing the place. As I speak to you today, most of the oil-bearing communities are still living in squalors. No light, no drinkable water, no good school, no hospital, no jetty, no means of transportation. And every day we have oil spill that has killed the entire water. People can no longer fish, they cannot train their children, and the people are not even employed by the oil companies. The oil companies came, we embraced them. The first hazard we got was to take over our daughters, take over our children, our wives, and
you're raising some.
No, I want to come to the major issues. Yes.
Yeah, but
so we have graduated from these elementary problems to where we are, where we now know that money is coming out from this oil and the oil spill is there. When Yaradua was here, our people protested. There was an agitation. And initially, he thought military minds can solve it. But when he saw that they cannot use it through military to solve it, he embraced the people, engaged the people, and gave us amnesty. And thereafter gave us Ministry of Niger Delta. And this issue of vandalism stopped, bunkering all stopped, and production went up to above 2.4 million.
Let me butt in here. A lot of things, that we can discuss further from what you have said so far. But first of all, the issue of environmental degradation had been there. And from what you're saying now, it is still there.
It's still there.
Fine. And the people managing the resources of the Niger Delta are Niger Deltans. I mean, there are people from that region.
Yes.
Given. All right. You talked about oil companies coming in and the activities, your people are not being employed. Are they not being employed because they didn't want to employ them or that they were not qualified to be employed?
Let me come here. Shell came into particularly my area, and they were operating OML 24, OML 25, and two other OML, about four OMLs. Chevron also came in and also got OML 55. I can tell you, Shell and Chevron came in 1958. As to this today, Shell cannot boast of one person they employ from the community.
One person?
One person.
At all levels?
At all levels. They cannot talk of one person, except the casual workers. The last time we engaged them.
That's the point, because if they cannot find the request or desired expertise amongst the people, they will employ from somewhere else.
Let me tell you. There is no community today that you don't get the expertise you need. If you love the people, you can train them and employ them. We're talking about where you are extracting over 200,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Some countries are looking for 100,000 barrels of crude oil. Here, they were having 200,000 barrels of crude oil. For instance, OML 25 alone, that has been shut down for over 4 years, 45,000 barrels every day. That facility, there is no water and there is no sulfur.
In that community?
In that oil block alone, 45,000 barrels per day.
Okay.
The community shut it down. NNPC and the minister intervened, and the community backed off, and there's an agreement. I can tell you, it's over 2 years. A company that was operating there was asked to remedy the situation, to intervene between the community and them. As we speak, Shell is owing that community, that company, over $14 billion. And that company today is owing almost everybody, and they're dragging them to court. Okay, and yet Shell refused to open that facility.
Okay, we cannot verify the figures you're quoting, in referring to the debt a corporate organization is owing, because they do not have a presence right at this interview
But it is a public domain because the communities were involved, NNPC was involved, the ministry was involved, the PANDEF was involved, DPR was involved, DAPIMS was involved. It is a matter that was celebrated. In short, when they finally opened the place, the minister, the president, sent the special assistant advisor to also go and witness. MD of NNPC was physically there. The MD of Shell was physically there. And the MD of Belema Oil, which they asked to run, was also physically there. Okay. So it's a public domain, and this is over 2 years. Even the Army, Navy, we are also involved. JTF was involved. Okay. So it's a public domain, and after 2 years, that oil facility is still blocked down.
Okay, can we say comfortably that no region in Nigeria has received the attention of the federal government as much as the Niger Delta? From the Niger Delta Development Board to OMPADEC, NDDC, and all of them, including a ministry. There is no other region in Nigeria that has a ministry, and we have a ministry for the Niger Delta.
Yes, let us come in. Yar'Adua had good intention for the region. But when Yar'Adua left, that intention died. Yar'Adua left. And in 2014, the region boiled when Buhari came. And the leaders of the region came together to say, no, let us negotiate. And PANDEF was formed to be able to bring everybody together for peace. The Niger Delta dialogue midwifed PANDEF and also ensure that they send the two teams, Team A and Team B, to ensure that the place was calm. Then the PANDEF visited President Buhari on the 1st of November and presented 16-point agenda to Mr. President. And he promised to look into it, 2014. Of the 16-point agenda, only 1.5, let me say 1.5, because the Maritime University that was scrapped, was stopped by a minister, was restored. and they will go to clean up that they said they are going to visit. These are the only two visible things that was done. But unfortunately for the Niger Delta, while the region was agitating for 16-point agenda, a son of the region, Ibe Kachuku, was the Minister of State, brought 20-point agenda to truncate the 16-point agenda. I will call him to come. Leave the 16-point agenda as it is. Let us discuss it. The vice president, who was then the acting president, visited the region and made promises of providing modular refineries and also bringing succor to the people. Till today, all those promises are vanity upon vanity.
Okay, well,
nothing has happened.
You're asking
now
for more.
We're having no.
You're asking for more because you're not disproving the fact that the federal government and Nigerian state had paid more attention to the Niger Delta region than any other region in Nigeria. I
totally disagree with you. You see, how many percent are they giving us? 30% derivation?
There is no other region in Nigeria that has a ministry.
30 ministry
run
the Federal Capital Territory have a ministry and is funded. They gave us a ministry that's not funded.
How?
They gave us a ministry.
There's a minister.
The Ministry of Niger Delta.
There is a minister that is in charge of that ministry.
And it's not funded.
When the ministry is not funded, what did the minister say? The minister is from the region.
Let me just come here again. We have the Niger Delta people are very unfortunate. Unfortunately, in the sense that when their sons and daughters are put in a place, given positions, they don't remember that they are from a region. They pay allegiance more to those that appoint them. How can you say today we have a Minister of Transportation and Lagos Port is congested, yet the Eastern ports are dead? Nothing happens there. And we are paying demurrage in Lagos. And we are blocking our Tinkan Island Road. Our Papa Road is blocked. No way to move because of tankers and trailers. Yet Calabar Port is not working. Yet Onne Port is not working. Yet Port Harcourt Port is not working. Yet Warren Port is not working. Yet other ports in the region are not working. And yet the Minister of Transportation is a Niger Delta son. How do you say it? We have a Minister of Transportation who is building railway to the J Republic. And yet, we don't have any railway in the Niger Delta. Even the railway they inherited from Obasanjo General Administration, that is to Etakpe, to Warri, to carry iron ore. They only brought the coaches and they could not link it to Abuja so that the people of Niger Delta can say, okay, this is what we have achieved. That is not even there. Okay. So if you have our children, our sons and daughters are in NDDC. For over time, we have been saying, publish the forensic audit of NDDC. Let us know why we cannot develop our people. Yet, nobody is talking. The NDDC report has been put under the carpet.
By who?
By the present administration.
By administration.
By the government.
Government collaboration
with our people.
Your people, exactly.
Yes, with my people.
That's just the message. That's the message.
I am not bothered about that.
Okay, we want to establish
I also said, the 30% derivation is being managed by the governors. The whole idea is take this thing to cushion the effect of oil production. Take it to develop the oil-bearing communities that have been polluted. Provide them amenities. But that is not done. To make matter worse, they are not even appointing people from the oil-bearing communities into the Executive Council. And so it's a deliberate plot to punish ourselves. And that is why Niger Delta leaders have said we want to ask the governors to account for what they have been collecting all these years. And we also said, some of us said, don't even give them more money until they account for this money. Tropcom and OSCOM is saying, remove the 30% from this governors. Let us stand alone. Let us know that, yes, the governors are not have access to it.
Who will administer those?
Like the PIA says, the community should run. Put it in the community, in the PIA. Let every community run by itself. Okay. If a community that is producing oil cannot develop itself, then the community will be blamed. Okay. But not somebody who is not from the oil-bearing community because it's from the area. Takes the money and squander it, use it to develop only a particular area of its interest, without developing the oil-bearing community.
Okay, let's
and that's what led to the present problem we have now in the country, which everybody is crying now, is oil theft.
Okay, that's the next point I'm going to, because we have several cases. Every administration in Nigeria for a long time now had complained about the quantum of losses, from the stealing of oil products in the Niger Delta. And some people had argued that strangers cannot come there and steal without the involvement or assistance of the quote-unquote sons of the soil. How true is this?
Interesting. If we talk of 1 billion barrel of crude oil is being stolen every day, how? Which vessels carry them? Today, Nigeria have 3 refineries. The 3 refineries cannot refine 1 million barrel of crude oil. 1 million barrel of crude oil is not a small quantity.
Is it true that oil theft in the Niger Delta region is being perpetuated by people from the Niger Delta region?
I totally disagree.
Or at least,
I want to tell you
or
now.
Or at least being supported heavily, significantly by people from
that
the
may
region?
be conspiracy.
Okay.
But the volume of oil they said they stole is not correct. Okay. What is going on is the oil producing companies, some of the oil producing companies, pump water into the pipe, and at the point of discharge, they saw water, they see water. And they use that to blackmail the communities. Let me tell you, there are some of the green fields, we call the brown fields, are old. And so for every barrel of crude oil, you are having 3 barrels of water. And most of them don't have process plant. Only 1 or 2, like Belema, that have process plant. The rest don't have process plant. And so they inject this water and the crude oil inside the pipe. Because the pipe cannot move. There have no pressure if there are no liquid there.
I'm
coming. I'm telling them this is a very serious matter that I know that NAPIP is aware.
Are you saying that the allegation of oil theft in the region is false?
There may be oil theft, okay, because we have...
By who?
By connivance of Nigerians, security authorities, and maybe some of the indigents. Okay. Because if there is oil theft and vessels are coming to carry, why do we have the Navy? What is the Navy doing? How many vessels have they arrested? 1 million barrels every day. How many vessels have the Navy arrested? We have the JTF with gunboats all over the place. How many vessels have they arrested? We have the civil defense. How many have they arrested? Okay, so if they cannot see and arrest, even if there are 1 million barrels of crude oil being stolen, then there will be a market, there will be harvest for everybody to see, be that through barge or through tankers or one form or the other, they are moving them. Okay, but I quite agree also that yes, there are pockets of illegal refineries, and because of the illegal refineries, people steal crude oil to do their refining.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on now.
The volume of oil people are talking about.
Okay, let's move on. From as far as you are concerned, there may be oil theft, and categorically not to the level that is being presented.
Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll move on now. The elections is coming very soon, and one of the things that had engaged people talking and debating sometimes is whether it will make sense, it will be proper, it will be adequate, it will be justiciable for the president to remain in the north. That's the interest people like you and groups that you represent are championing. They argue that rotation of power is inevitable. Am I correct on this?
Well, you see, this is a turning issue because it's not supposed to be an issue. This was discussed. For the Constitutional Conference to order its debate, we all agreed that there must be power rotation. Okay. And this power rotation was a conception. And that was why in 1998, 1999, when the country was on the crossroad, after the death of Abiola, the whole nation agreed that the power rotation should start with the Southwest. And all the two political parties presented Southwesterners, Obasanjo and Falaye. It was also agreed that after Obasanjo, power must go back to the north. And the power went back to the north. And they brought Yaradua. Unfortunately, Yaradua died. And Goodluck Jonathan, the vice president, took over. When it was time for Goodluck to go for his second tenure, the North agitated that power must shift to them.
No, after taking over...
Yes, after taking over, he went for 1 year.
He contested the election and won?
Won.
Okay.
And they said he cannot go second tenure, that power must go back to them. And Jonathan lost the election. So there are several factors leading to his losing the election. It lost the election. Power went to the North. The North have taken it for 8 years. And don't forget, the first time when power went to the North, the southern Nigeria and the Middle Belt felt the likes of Atiku should be supported. And they supported and passed a resolution.
The narrative you're presenting now is something that almost everyone knows. But I'm going somewhere. Okay, right now, do you still support, or are you still on the side of those who say that power must come back to the South?
Of course, even the Nigerian Constitution, they say, oh, rotation is not the Constitution. But there is a federal character in the Constitution.
Federal character does not necessarily apply to
the federal character is very rotational. The principle of federal character is things should go around the whole country. Everything in the country should be shared within the country. That's the principle. So rotation of government power is power must rotate within the zones, the north and south.
Okay, so
what we are saying, what the southern Nigeria and Middle Belt has been insisting on was that power must come to the south. Okay. The Governors Forum have supported it. Activists have also supported it. But the disturbing effect is that those who supported in the north are the people who are saying power must go back to north. And that is the irony of it. Because that shows how greedy human beings are. So because of greed, they want to truncate the arrangement. And they come up with different opinions and different views. And those views are not welcome.
Okay, power must come to the South. Fine. That's where you stand. Yes. And many people stand with you on that. But coming to the South again, another round of debate is going on. Yes, where should it be? Should it be South, Southwest, or Southeast?
Coming to the South, the Yorubas have nothing to say because they are the first shot.
They are
not supposed to even talk about it.
Okay.
They have gotten their first shot in the South. Okay. The only people who are entitled to it are the Southeast and the South-South.
How did you include South-South?
Yes, because
and remove Southwest?
I'm coming. Southwest had their constitutional 2 terms. Okay. And they have been vice president for another 2 terms. So they have been in government continuously for 16 years. 8 years as president, 8 years as vice president. Okay? And they have got their own share. Nigerians supported them. Not that they fought for it. They did not fight for it. Nigerians felt they should be given that right to kickstart the zoning. So if they have done that, they should allow this zoning to go round.
Okay, now
I come to the Southeast and the South-South.
Because South-South had combined 8 years of vice president and president.
For the South-South, that produced the oil and gas that sustained this country, even in the pre-colonial era, they produced the palm oil, the palm kernel, the timber, and rubber to sustain this economy.
So they should be compensated.
They've not had their second term. 50 years. It took them 50 years to smell presidency. It took them 50 years. And when they got to presidency, they were voted out of power and they could not complete their 8 years of presidency.
Voted out of power and losing the election, are they the same?
When you vote, you are part of power, then you lose the election.
You lost the election, okay.
So they lost the election.
Okay.
And we're saying, okay, if Jonathan was not good enough and you vote him out, then we have our choice to bring somebody else to contest. Somebody we want to bring may not be a novice, may not be a mediocre. We want to bring somebody who is conversant with the Nigerian politics, who has the capacity and who has been doing so much for this country.
Governor Nyesom Wike is in the race, is said to be in the race. Former Governor Rotimi Amechi is also in the race. There are people that know they're from Niger Delta and they understand Nigerian politics. But let's move on.
No. Let me address this.
Okay.
These persons are Niger Deltans, and say they are governors of Niger Delta states. What effect have they? Have they ever worked as a private sector? What have they done for Nigeria?
Okay.
Have they used their money to help Nigerians? Have they worked in the north? Have they worked in the east? Have they worked in the south? Have they touched lives?
We are running out of time.
Yes.
We are running out of time.
Let me quickly go.
I want
when
us to.
When Abiola came
just
to contest,
just a minute, so that you respond at the same time. You have pushed out the idea that Niger Delta, because they produce the oil that sustained Nigerian economy for years, they deserve to be given an opportunity to complete 8 years.
Yes.
Remember that if any Niger Deltan wins this presidential election, or wins this presidential election, he will not be completing 8 years for Niger Delta. Because the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was there 6 years.
All right. We don't have time. Let me conclude.
Let me just ask you, what would you be telling the Southeasterners that had not had the opportunity of producing Nigerian president since we returned to democracy? What would you be telling them?
Let me tell you, Southeasterners are supposed to go for this, but they're the architect of their problem. You know, those of us from the Southeastern region who suffered from the Civil War, who were born before the Civil War, who saw what it takes, the damage that the Civil War caused, we are all coming back to see how we can reintegrate into Nigeria.
Okay.
And I'm coming. And we, at this point in time
is a challenge.
At this point in time, we expect that the Southeast should not think of disintegration that caused the war. They should think of how to bring back Nigeria. Because of the way the Southeast is going, are not disposed to entrusting Nigeria into their hand. With the fear, which may not be correct, that if a Southeasterner comes, they will break off from Nigeria. Nigeria will be in pieces. And that is not good for them. Again, they are not united.
Okay,
the South is not united in one front.
Let's leave it
but
there, because
we are running out of time.
Yes,
that's why I want
our
to
time
be
is up. Maybe further debates and conversations will continue. Many people will remember that in 1999, the Southwest was given the presidency to calm the nerves of the people that were agitating for the way Abiola was treated. And coming down to 2007, a South-South governor was brought in as vice president to address the agitation in the region. Perhaps people from the other side, the Southeast, may be presenting that argument, but we cannot continue with it because our time is up. Thank you so much for sparing your time to be with us. Anabs Sara-Igbe, the National Coordinator, South-South Leaders Forum. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
And to you that watched, we appreciate that you did. Thank you so much for watching. We do it again.